Hi, I'm Mary Bensel, and welcome back to At the Van Wezel. Hello, Miss Julia Mays.
Hello,
Are you having
Miss
a great
Mary
summer?
Bell. I am.
Well,
yes, I am.
That's fabulous. We had a, our first Friday Fest was enormous.
Oh my God.
And
that was one of the best I've been to since I've been here.
I unfortunately wasn't
lovely.
here. I was in a hospital room, sadly, but I heard it was fantastic.
Well,
and
the weather held up.
Yeah.
The weather held up. I'm sure you talked to the weather gods while you were there.
I did at all points. But we have some exciting shows currently on sale. We have Diana Ross coming, and Miss Ross is the best. She's here on September the 11th, and of course, there's a big new Broadway show, which I know you loved, and it's called Motown. And I almost said Nashville, which would have not worked at all.
Not that one.
But Motown, and it's sort of this love story a little bit between Diana Ross and Berry Gordy. And my issue was, it's a fabulous Broadway show, but all the people that are in the show, we've had live here at the Van Wezel,
Oh, there's no question, and it's always wonderful to see.
I mean, Diana Ross was the big major character, and Smokey Robinson and the Temptations.
But I thought it was a good show because they told a little bit more of the story with the music.
It'll be coming here in a future show, but anyway, Diana Ross, the goddess.
The goddess.
September 11th will be here. You better get your tickets. Better get your tickets soon. And then Celtic Thunder is coming back with a huge new tour. It's called Mythology. And, people go screaming crazy for these guys.
They really do.
Oh, my goodness.
And it sells out pretty quick.
November 15th, and they have a huge new PBS special. And they're really kind of cute, and they're nice, and they really, it's
they have
lots
fun
of
with the audience.
Now, I'm going to let you tell all about the next show, because you are so excited. You're going to miss my annual Oscar party just to be here.
I know, I am excited, and that is Alton Brown Live.
I
almost messed up we had to get his first name squared away, and now I almost messed up his last name. Alton Brown Live, the Inevitable Tour. And let me tell you, folks, if you've ever watched Food Network, and you got to watch Food Network at one point. They have a Food Network Stars, which is the host and hostess is Giada, Alton Brown, and Bobby Flay, all major people. So, but he's going to come and he's going to do a little bit of a stand-up comedy. He's going to do a little bit of show talk antics. And
I hear you have to wear a raincoat in the
Oh, you better, if you don't bring a poncho, they're going to serve you up with one because it's audience participation.
Gallagher again?
Oh, yes it is, because he's kind of a scientist foodologist, and so he does some experimentation that'll knock your socks off.
I'm not a foodie, unlike Julia. I swear, every time we go to New York, she drags me somewhere to some new chefs, and she's so excited. So she will tell you Alton Brown is one of the best, and he will be here on March the 2nd.
Yes.
And tickets are on sale for all these shows, so just simply call us at
953-3368.
Or you can buy them on the website. Our new ticket system is now we can
and you can print your own ticket now. That's so exciting.
Yeah, so you can print your ticket and bring it, with you that night. So it's really very cool.
Very cool.
And then additionally, all of the subscription series are currently on sale, and this is the best deal you can get because you get up between 20% to 10% off, depending what series you buy and what configuration. But we have some great Broadway shows.
Yeah.
I mean, we're opening.
And you can purchase those online now.
Yes, you can buy them online now.
Absolutely.
So that's really great. So, at 2 o'clock in the morning, folks, you're in your jammies.
You can't sleep, get on there and order tickets.
Order tickets. And God knows that's how I become a pauper, you know.
Mary orders tickets and what's that name? HSN?
HSN, QVC.
Oh my goodness.
I own, I think, I've sent people to college, but I keep kidding. One of our stage guys works there, and I keep saying, please take me for a tour. And then I think maybe that's a bad thing.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Anyway, but we open with Mamma Mia in October 29th and 30th. And Mamma Mia is the most fun show in the entire world. And of course, it's based on all of ABBA's hits. We then have Hello, Dolly with Sally Struthers playing Dolly Levi, the inevitable
person to play that role.
She is, and that is December 3rd and 4th. And then Godspell. It made a huge hit on Broadway recently, and that is coming in January. Man of La Mancha, February 20th. Of course, the story of Don Quixote and Dream the Impossible Dream. The music.
The music's phenomenal.
Just go for the music.
Yeah.
And then a show that I hear that we're almost selling out on subscriptions, and subscribers can buy extra single tickets. Memphis, which was a huge, huge hit on Broadway. It won the Tony Award.
And we saw that. We loved it.
We loved it. You know, Broadway box office people are all union employees, and sometimes, you know, they're not the most up people, but the Memphis box office people were like, we have the best show in the world to sell, and they were just so much fun.
They're psyched.
And then the sexy women are back that were supposed to be here last year. Chicago is coming back. And
the musical, folks.
The musical. Bring us all your razzle dazzle in March, and we will be having lots of gorgeous girls here. Then, of course, Beauty and the Beast, one of my favorite shows of all time, and that was a spectacular production.
It's always spectacular, isn't it?
You know how many times we've done it, but
well, you could see it over and over.
You know, and we always do a family night, and the little kids always ask, "How did he turn into the prince?" And of course, the answer always is Disney magic. You know, but
and you know, one of the things I want to say about that, adults, when you just think it's children and family, pay attention the next time you come to see it, because there's some hidden lines in there for us that will crack you up.
Just like there's a new show on Broadway. There's a lot of kids shows on Broadway, and the Cinderella production is just glorious. And there's a lot of magic going on in that show. And then, of course, we also saw Matilda, and then Annie's right out there with Jane Lynch playing, and we saw that. And of course, they're making, Will Smith and his wife are making a new Annie movie. So there's a lot of Broadway coming along.
Going on. Yep.
Then we also have Bring It On, which we saw on the Tonys that night.
Yes.
That's that high-flying cheerleading musical that was originally a movie. And what
the movie's fantastic, but seeing it live is amazing.
I know. You know what, Julia? Why don't we, when these girls come and guys, get them to teach us a few cheers.
I think we should.
My hip will be repaired by then.
There you have it.
And we will, you never know, you might see us on stage.
There you go.
And then, of course, a show aptly named after me, American Idiot. But really, it's Green Day's musical.
Yeah.
And do we have a little piece from?
We do. Let's throw to that just for a minute.
Okay.
Don't wanna be an American idiot. Don't want a nation under the new media.
Hey, can you hear the sound of hysteria?
And you know, the first time I saw American Idiot, I was like, wow, I don't know what it was about, but it was sure was great. And then, of course, we met Green Day.
Yeah, great music.
The music is phenomenal. And so, you know, you don't have to just be, you know, in your 20s to enjoy this.
No,
this is
absolutely
really,
not.
And it's a lot of music, and
you don't have to think you've got to be a Broadway specific person.
No,
just
not for American Idiot.
It's everything. It's for everyone.
And then our last show is $1 Million Quartet, and $1 Million Quartet is April 8th and 9th, and it features on a legendary mythical night when Elvis Presley and
I think we can throw to that one also.
Oh, can we? All right, let's see Elvis Presley and some of his cronies.
Yeah.
And so this was a mythical night at Sun Records where they were all competing, you know, Johnny Cash and a bunch of guys.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
And that was fabulous. And specials are Defending the Caveman, Under the Street Lamp, Rock of Ages, and Steve Solomon. And that's our Broadway season. So we also have, we should mention our Friday Fest series.
Yes, let's mention that.
July 19th, Kettle of Fish.
And somebody very popular's birthday that day.
Oh, please don't mention it.
Well, I already did.
There you go. And they're rhythm and blues and rock. And then August 16th, we have Impulse, which is reggae, pop, calypso, and I still don't know what zouk is.
I know, we
got to look that
asking.
up.
Why don't you guys get on Facebook?
Get on Facebook. Tell us what zouk is.
Tweet us or Facebook us.
I think it's Z-O-U-C-K, something like that.
Something like that.
And then One Night Rodeo rounds out Friday Fest on September 20th, and that's country. Friday Fest, it's free, it's great. You see the sunset, you'll see some special guests that'll be showing up, and we're going to be talking about it in our segment coming up.
Yeah.
So we will be back in just a moment to talk about boats, one of my favorite topics. And welcome back to At the Van Wezel. I'm Mary Bensel, and I'm here with a really special gentleman, Kevin McLaughlin, who is one of our sponsors, our big sponsors of Friday Fest. And I should mention Friday Fest, July 19th, Kettle of Fish, and then we'll have August 16th, Impulse, and September 20th, One Night Rodeo. But it's really special to have this year a boat company to be a sponsor of Friday Fest, because Friday Fest is set on the bay, and so many boats come and dock by the Van Wezel just to hear the music. So welcome, and thank you so much.
Well, thank you, and we're delighted to be here, and we're really thrilled to be a sponsor of the event.
Great. You know, it's been. I was looking at your resume, and you've got really a long resume. I mean, you sailed. You also were in business and finance, and worked all around the country. Tell us a little bit about yourself and when you joined Hann.
I came to Hann in 2010. It was just as we moved the facility from Dade City and Destin and consolidated everything here.
Why did you pick Sarasota?
Sarasota is a historic community known for boat building.
Fabulous.
So it's got a wonderful, skilled
I didn't know
community.
that. I knew we were circus, but that's great to know about.
A lot of boats have been built here in Sarasota. There's a very, very good wealth of skilled workers, craftsmen, and that's what you need to build a boat.
And that's the thing I think that's key that people may or may not know about Hann boats is, we're not talking about a yard that you go and you pick out a boat. These folks build boats. And do you build them, custom build them to what somebody wants, or do you have certain models? How does that go?
Well, we actually consider ourselves a semi-custom builder. So if you look at the boat, you've got a hull. Well, we can do a lot of different things inside that hull. And we have the skills, the labor,
and are these
the
wood
tools.
boats or fiberglass?
We build in fiberglass and we build in aluminum.
Okay.
So we're a little bit unusual that we build in two mediums. So we have a general description of a boat, but you sit down and talk to us and tell us if you want to move things around or if you want to put something different into the boat, then we can make that happen.
That's great. Have you built any of these great big yachts that you hear about over at the Cannes Film Festival or anything?
Not quite that big. Our biggest boat is 50 feet.
That's plenty big.
Yes, it's the largest center console.
I'd be glad to go out on that and take a ride,
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, it's the largest center console boat built in the world.
Oh, that's great.
Also among the fastest.
So do people come from all over the world? Because I saw you won an international award from Congressman Vern Buchanan presented it.
He presented it on behalf of the U.S. Commercial Service. And yes, we have agents and representatives around the world. We work in the Middle East. We work on both sides of the coasts of Africa. We're working with another Sarasota company on a transaction that'll take place in New Guinea.
Oh my goodness.
So the particular boat, our 40-foot boat, is gaining an international reputation as an anti-piracy vessel.
I was going to say, is there any concern about that? Because you hear about the pirates off the African coasts. And I was in Africa last year. And folks, if you've never been to South Africa, it has one of the most stunning coastlines I've ever seen in my life. Yep. It's gorgeous. But you do hear these things.
Yes, in fact, going up on the east side of Africa from Cape Town and from South Africa, that has been a very, very big piracy center, although that activity has diminished by about 70% in the last year and a half. So the activity now has moved to the Gulf of Guinea, where there's a lot of piracy activity.
So how are you blocking piracy as an anti-piracy?
The Hann 40 Peacemaker is an extremely fast, all aluminum boat that has the ability to be ballistic protected.
Oh, great.
So it is faster than most anything that they're going to run up against. It is, a lot of people have probably seen us doing sea trials out here on the bay. It is a very fearful boat.
I'm just going to be silly now, but will we see one in a James Bond movie anytime soon? You know, he seems to do pretty well.
That has not escaped my marketing perspective. It would be it would be very nice to
have a little product placement. That wouldn't be bad, because he certainly goes fast in his boats, and you know, I think Sarasota loves its use of the water. We have, you know, several yacht clubs, and I just think it's fantastic that you could do all this.
Well, just look at the view outside this window.
I know, we're sitting here looking at the Van Wezel, of course, sits on the bay, and we're right at the back near the Grand Foyer area, and it's so stunning. And unfortunately, they placed our offices so we face the parking lot, you know. I'm not happy about that, you know. Of course, we get more done, I suppose, but well, it's just fabulous.
If you talk to the director, you might be able to get a longer lunch hour walking around the building.
I am the director, you know. But anyway, I know your boats, you say, have been used for military, but they're also family boats and fishing boats?
That's correct.
What makes the distinguishing marks on something like that?
Oh, it's really the equipment that you put inside the boat and the way that you configure the boat. For example, we have a 13-foot boat that's just a wonderful, wonderful, inexpensive, low horsepower training vessel for young children. So if you have kids that are 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, and you want to give them a boat to teach them the responsibility that comes with owning a boat and operating a boat, well, in protected waters, it's just a wonderful, wonderful vessel. And it's so simple that if they bang it into the dock, there's nothing on the boat that can break.
I've done that once or twice myself.
So it bounces off, and they kind of say, okay, I guess I won't use as much throttle the next time.
Right, right.
So it's just a wonderful way to go. If you're a serious tournament fisherman, then our 28 and our 50 are excellent offshore, fast, deep water.
What kind of fish are they going for?
Well, it depends. You know, with our 50, for example, you can get 140, 150 nautical miles off the off the coast here in literally an hour and a half.
Oh my gosh!
Versus going on a boat that's, say, doing 30 knots. I mean, that's a 5-hour trip. So all of a sudden, you have a whole lot more time to fish, and the billfish, the big fish, are out in the middle ground. It's 130 to 150 nautical miles west of here. So having speed is a big advantage for a serious fisherman.
Absolutely. Now we're almost out of time, but I have two really quick questions. Number one is, how is the market doing for selling boats, and how can folks call you? Do you have a website? How do they see about getting a boat designed for them?
Yeah, people can reach us on the web at HannPowerboats.com. And the market is actually very nicely recovering.
Yay.
People are recognizing that they've been out of boats for 4 or 5 years. The economy is coming back. The stock market is coming back. They're feeling more comfortable. And for all of the boat manufacturers, us included, people are beginning to look at boats and beginning to say, gee, wait a minute, it's time my family does get out on the water and take advantage of this beautiful area that we happen to live in.
And we will be back in just a minute. And thank you again. We're so excited to be talking with the sponsor today.
There's only one thing that beats a beautiful day on the water, and that's a safe day on the water. So before you leave the dock, be sure that you have all your required safety equipment on board. Each person must have a Coast Guard approved life vest, and they must be age and size appropriate. And don't forget to have a throwable flotation device as well. A fully charged fire extinguisher, a whistle or air horn, a visual distress signal like a flare gun or handheld flares. And be sure to check the expiration dates. And though not required, a VHF radio can be one of your most important pieces of equipment. Carelessness, inattention, and excessive alcohol consumption are the leading causes of boating accidents in the state of Florida. Pay close attention to your surroundings and all the signage. And finally, designate a sober driver. And don't forget, anybody born after January 1st of 1988 is required to take a safe boating course. All boaters are encouraged to do so as well. These basic tips can help you and other boaters enjoy your waterway safely. See you on the water.
And welcome back to At the Van Wezel. I'm Mary Bensel, and it was so great to have our sponsor from Hann Boats.
Yeah, it was interesting.
It was very interesting. They're building Powerboats, but he also was a sailor.
Yeah.
You and I both sail, and I love boating. So it's so great, you know, to know he'll be out there for Friday Fest on the water with their boats. It'll be fun.
Fantastic.
That would be a fun time to do it, you know. Anyway, let's talk about our dance series, which is also on sale for subscriptions.
Yes.
And you can buy a package and save, I think it's up 10 to 20%.
20%, yes.
So what have we got coming, Jules?
Well, we have the first one we have on November 16th, and that's Tango Fire. Very sensual.
Sensual and sexual.
Sensual and sexual and great dancing.
It's something that you've seen a lot now on Dancing with the Stars, and the tango is the dance of passion.
Absolutely. And then we have Complexions on February 4th, and Complexions is a premiering this year at the Van Wezel, and I think that's the two gentlemen that were with Alvin Ailey group,
yes.
And it's absolutely phenomenal.
If they dance as well as their pictures,
woo.
I mean, folks, these people are in such physical shape. You know, I'm going to get some pointers from all these groups.
Absolutely, and we have a few things online you can look at on our website. Just go to that landing page.
And they're also going to be performing to some fabulous, I think they're performing to U2's music.
Yes.
And so it's going to be contemporary as well as some classical. And then Powerboats, which is an eternal favorite, and they're going to be here for a school performance as well as a evening show. And they are a well-beloved ballet company. And then we have the Moscow Ballet coming to do Don Quixote. So we have got
and
Don
you love
Q.
this ballet, don't you?
I do. Well, I love the
know
pas
it's
de
one of your
deux.
favorites.
I love the pas de deux because it's very fiery. And so the cool thing is we have the Broadway show, and then we have the ballet of interpretation of this chaotic tale, if you will. And then Rhythm of the Dance. We can't go a year without having Irish dance.
Oh my goodness, no.
No, I mean, and we have plenty of Irish shows coming as well. And you know, we talked about Celtic Thunder, but Rhythm of the Dance is fabulous.
It's fabulous, and if you've seen these shows, they modernized them quite a bit lately. So
which
they're
impressed
young
me.
and it's very cool.
And Julia really knows her Irish dance because Julia was with an Irish dance troupe for something like 7 years. So, you know, it takes me, you know, I almost have to pull her into her seat to watch Irish dance, and I love it. I've been to Ireland twice, and I swear the Irish are just one of the most, you know, fabulously talented, and Ireland is gorgeous. So
it really is
and the music haunting. So that's why I think you see
and they
so
sell great every year.
They do. And then for our classical series, we also, with great discounts, we have the Haifa Symphony coming from Haifa, Israel. And Haifa, one of the most beautiful, also on the sea, areas of Israel. And I am told, I have not heard this orchestra, but they are phenomenal.
Yes, I've heard the same.
And I'm not going to be able to pronounce.
Me neither, so.
Well, I was counting on you, Julia.
Dwadia.
Okay. Well, look online, folks, because some people are not as easily able to say names like we are. But these are fantastic performers, and I'm so excited. And I believe the Jewish Federation of Sarasota and Manatee is sponsoring that.
Yes.
Just as we didn't mention that Wild Lexus and ABC7 are sponsoring
the Broadway
our Broadway
series this year. Yes.
And then we have the most popular classical artist on the planet. And his name is Long Long. Folks, it's spelled Lang Lang. Why it's not Lang Lang, but it's Long Long. And oh my gosh, his fingers, watching them on the piano. And I remember he was here with an orchestra a couple of years ago, and he was amazing. But this time he's in concert by himself, and this is going to be
phenomenal.
You know, we'll be here all night that night. It's going to be something else. And then a real favorite of mine, Josh Bell, who plays the violin. He's probably, you look at the style of violin he plays versus Itzhak Perlman, but you know, Josh is from America, and
he's a Sarasota favorite also.
Oh, he really is.
Yeah.
And so Josh is coming, and he's the music director of the Academy of St. Martin's in the Field, and that's coming, that orchestra. So he'll be playing with the orchestra as well as conducting, and Josh is just the nicest guy. He travels with his family, and he has something like a $2 or $3 million, I probably shouldn't say that, violin. You know, I'm always afraid that one of us might sit on it, you know, and that would be that, you know, that would be the end of the Van Wezel. So I'll stay away that night. But then for a special, we have Salute to Vienna, which is going to be different this year.
It is, and they've done a PBS special also, and for the next 3 years they will
and it's going to be on January 3rd. It's usually on January 1st, but they felt, let's do it on a night when, you know, because sometimes people on the 1st of January are watching football, they're recovering from an evening the night before, you know, or they're having family parties. And so on January 3rd, you'll have a chance to see this fabulous
And if you haven't
Viennese
seen it,
tradition.
please come see it.
Oh, it's music, it's dance, it's gorgeous. And the PBS special was filmed at the Vienna Opera House. They invited us, but
I know. And we
couldn't
unfortunately couldn't go just for the timing.
But that would have been great.
Yeah.
And then, folks, you're going to see some new things this year. You're going to see a new patio that will hopefully be up by
I'm
November.
excited about that.
And you know, it's been a big year for us, and we'll be announcing our season in late August, and then putting tickets on sale in early September. And I am working on some exciting shows.
And we always say, how are we going to top the next year? And we do it every year.
I know. And that's the best thing.
Very
it's like
exciting.
Christmas morning unwrapping.
Yes.
And so, again, folks, we have to caution you, buy tickets from us through 953-3368 or on our official website. And you really have to go to www.vanwezel.org. Because a lot of these websites of secondary ticket places, they make them look like they're the official site, and they are not. And you'll find yourself paying 10 times more than what a ticket costs. So make sure you do that, or come to the box office. That's the
that's the best way.
The best way. You don't have to pay any convenience fees.
But you can pick your seats online.
You can pick your seats online, and you can print your tickets at home. But I just always want to caution people. So it's going to be a fabulous, fabulous year, and I am looking forward to it so much. And
I am also.
We will be back next month with At the Van Wezel.